Today I'm driving from Tucson, Arizona, southern portion of Arizona, across southern portion of New Mexico, on my way to Fort Bliss, Texas. I stay in an RV campground at Fort Bliss. This would be the northern extent of the Apache Native Americans. They would have been this portion of the U.S. and down into Mexico. The Apaches were led by towards the end of the Apache Wars. Two influential Apaches would have been Cochise and Geronimo. Cochise gave up a bit earlier. He ended up dying when he was 69 or something like that. I think he was 69 years old. So he was an old guy when he was fighting the Americans. But the Apaches would have been fighting the Mexicans for like 3 decades before they got involved with fighting the Americans. The Apaches finally surrendered about 10 years, 11 years after the Comanches. So last week when I drove through Oklahoma and Texas, that was Quanah Parker's band of Comanches. They were the last ones, and when they surrendered, it was basically the end of the Plains Indian Wars in the Texas-Oklahoma area. And they surrendered in 1875. The Apaches wouldn't finally give up until about 11 years later, 1886, I think it was, when Geronimo finally surrendered. He ended up surrendering 3 times. But the Apaches, this whole area we're driving through now, this would have been Apache land, the northern extent of their range. But 1886 was kind of the end of war period for the Apaches. And they would have been led by Cochise and Geronimo. Cochise surrendered before Geronimo did. So yeah, this is interesting history we're driving through. And the Apaches in the southwestern Arizona, New Mexico range. To give you an idea of what it's like for those people back then, and the terrain that they would have been fighting in, the mountains in this area here. Apparently Geronimo's name, rough translation, is one who yawns. So now everyone wants to yawn. Gotcha. Especially me. So yeah, this area would have been Geronimo's last stand, as it were, fighting the Americans before he finally surrendered for his 3rd time. Oh, so Geronimo apparently became a bit of a celebrity, but he would have died at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, where Quanah Parker was, the Comanche. So we got a Comanche and Apaches. They probably would have not been friendly towards each other, but as a result of being captured by the Americans' forces and then being held in various prisoner war camps, I guess the Apaches, they even sent them all the way to Florida before they finally brought them all the way back out west to Oklahoma. Both at Fort Sill, Oklahoma area. So yeah, they would have known each other towards the end of their life. And I think Geronimo died when he was like 79 years old. So he was an old guy. So you figure when he started fighting the American forces, he was already in his 50s. Late 40s, early 50s is when he was fighting U.S. forces in this terrain. Back to the road.
Shadow of uncertain living, hang low and keep us in mind. And though nature ain't forgiving, that doesn't mean she isn't kind. What a treasure of intention, with smiling lips and searching eyes. I don't care for the intention, I'm grateful just to have the time. And you your hand is a mind old. I don't waste a moment, darling, just to let those lips take control. Oh babe, this world is a vendetta, as bittersweet as bitter cold. But in your gaze is sweet ambrosia, and my heart savors growing old.
Welcome to Texas.